Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. So, yesterday I saw the story of this lady who went to the Chris Brown concert and she said that she was discriminated against. Now, this morning I woke up to the news that Chris Brown has deactivated his Instagram, TikTok accounts because people were coming for him for being a colorist. Now, let's get into this lady's story first. The story is super long, so yeah, let's get into it. I just didn't want to bring a part of the story because there are details in the story that I would love you to listen to first, okay? And you make your judgment of that. Now, let's get into that.
Okay, so it's been a couple weeks since the Breezy Bowl, since I went to the Breezy Bowl, and I just want to share my experience. I've been getting a whole bunch of DMs since the concert asking what happened and if I could do like a story time on my experience. Let me start off by saying, before all you Breezy fans come in my comments, I want to start off by saying I understand that a person can have a preference, but there is a very distinctive difference between having a preference and discrimination and humiliating your fans or someone who's coming to support you because of their skin tone. So to make a long story short, I was personally invited to the Breezy Bowl, to the Chris Brown concert. This is not my first time being personally invited to a concert. I have been personally invited and have VIP experience at multiple concerts, from Little Baby to Rod Wave to Don Toliver to Drake. So this is not my first rodeo. This is not nothing that don't happen to me often, but this is the first time that I was ever humiliated, and I felt like my time was wasted. So to make a long story short, I was personally invited to the Breezy Bowl by someone who works alongside Chris Brown as well as other celebrities, like a whole bunch of celebrities. So basically, I was personally invited to the concert. I know my closest friend that I went to the concert with a couple weeks before I was invited, she expressed that she wanted to go. And if I have the access to go without her having to spend a dime and have the VIP experience that I'm used to and that I know I was supposed to have and that I was promised, why not make it happen? So when I was personally invited, obviously I didn't hesitate to say yes because, like I said, my friend, she really wanted to go. One of my closest friends really wanted to go. And then I went with two of my friends. One of my friends is dark skinned like me, and then my other friend is Puerto Rican, so she's light skinned. Remember that. Put that in your head as this story goes on. So we are all from Cleveland, Ohio. We drove from Cleveland to Detroit for the show. I want to say about 4 weeks ago. Whole time I'm in communication with the person that personally invited me to the concert. To my knowledge, he was in London. Like I said, he worked alongside a lot of celebrities. He has access to a lot of celebrities and people in the industry, so he's always working. And he really doesn't like, coming to the East Coast where we are in America. Like Cleveland, Detroit is not his cup of tea when he do visit America. So I'm in communication with, my friend, my connection to the concert. And he's telling me, yeah, I'm leaving your tickets at the box office, how we usually do, your wristbands, VIP passes, whatever, at the box office under your name. Now, this is before the actual day of the concert that, we're talking about initially him leaving my tickets at the box office. So once we get to Detroit the day of the concert, I spoke with the person who works alongside Chris Brown, and he basically told me I was all set. He left my tickets at the box office. Chris Brown's manager have them at the box office with my name on them, so I just got to go get them. Boom. So me and my friends are on our way to the concert. We're in our Uber, and I get a text message from the guy, and he's like, Chris Brown's manager is going to meet you at this location. He sent a pin location, and he's like, get there by 7:15. He's going to walk you personally to the VIP platform, so you can watch the show from the VIP platform. So I was a little confused because, like I said, typically he leaves my tickets at box office. I just go get my first and last name, and I get my tickets that way. So I was like, so you don't want me to go to the box office? He's like, no, Chris Brown and his management team does things differently. So I was just like, okay, whatever. I do understand it's a different celebrity, different celebrity, different management teams do things differently. So I just said, okay. So me and my friends get to the pin location. I'm on the phone with the guy, and he's like, yeah, I just got off the phone with Boba. He'll be there in a second. He knows that you guys are coming. He's expecting you guys. He's about to come get you plus two other girls. So Boba finally comes to the gate around like 7:15. He comes to the gate. I know it's him because he had a name tag on. His name tag basically said Boba. So I'm like, hey, are you Boba? Are you Chris Brown's manager? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm here with such and such. He said that you would be escorting me and my friends to the VIP platform. And he was like, oh, no, sorry, I don't have any more VIP wristbands. So mind you, it's 7:10, like 7:05, 7:10. So the concert just started. And I actually saw him have like 50 VIP wristbands in his pocket, but we're going to get there in a second. So he's like, I'm sorry, I don't have any more VIP wristbands left. So I'm like, huh? I'm like, I just got off the phone with such and such. He said that you were expecting me and my friends to come. So he's like, I'm sorry, sweetheart, I can't help you. And he walks away. Doesn't give us a ticket, don't give us any explanation, just that he doesn't have the wristbands. So I immediately get on the phone with my friend that works, with Chris Brown, knows Boba, knows all of them personally. And he's like, what? He's like, he literally just told me that he was coming to get y'all and he was expecting y'all. So he's like, let me call him and see what's going on. So he calls me back and he's just apologizing. He's like, I'm sorry, I don't know why he's tripping like that, but he doesn't want to give you guys the wristbands. So in the midst of it, I'm like, okay, well, he said he didn't have any left. But in the midst of it, we're standing there waiting for about 30 minutes to an hour. And me and my friends are watching him give girls wristbands that came way after us. And these girls were mixed. They were light skinned. They were Blasian. They were white. They were like, they didn't look like. So one of the guys from Chris Brown's entourage that was also with Boba walked up to my Puerto Rican friend and offered her a wristband. And she was like, well, what about my two friends that I'm with? And they're like, we can't help them. So this video is getting a little bit too long, but to make a long story short, we stood there and we missed Summer Walker and Bryson Tiller because we stood there waiting for somebody to help us for an hour. Boba and the rest of the entourage kept coming up, playing in our faces. They even tried to make us perform for the tickets, like made us spin around, audition, jump up and down on one leg, and, you know, stuff that the other women that did not have to do, like the light-skinned girls, the white girls, the mixed girls, they didn't have to do that. They walked up, got their wristbands, were escorted down with no problem. So yeah, after them playing in our face for about an hour, we basically peeped what was going on. We realized we weren't, you know, getting in, and that was that. So after like an hour of us waiting, Boba comes back and he gives us regular tickets, like tickets that were like, you know, up in the sections, like up in the stands or whatever. So, you know, I wasn't like tripping, but I just felt like he was only doing that because I had to basically not necessarily harass him, but stress to him that we just drove all the way here from Cleveland, and we were promised like VIP passes, VIP tickets by such and such, and he said you knew we were coming. So he basically just gave us the tickets because, you know, I wouldn't let it go. But to make a long story short, I'm sure I'm missing a lot of different details to the events that took place while we were standing there. But, you know, this is TikTok. I can't make a whole vlog about it. To make a long story short, those women that they are taking on stage, that Chris Brown is, you know, performing for on stage, they are definitely pre-picked and pre-selected from that VIP platform that we were supposed to be standing on, that they're standing on, which is why Chris Brown has a preference. But you have not one time seen a dark-skinned girl up on that stage. And his entourage, his management, they're only doing what he is instructing for them to do. Which is why you have not seen a woman of my complexion on the stage. All those women look like they've taken on stage because those are the only women that he's given the VIP access passes to make sure of it. I only say that I felt a little humiliated and my time was wasted because, like I said, this is not my first time being personally invited to a concert. This is my first time going, and the person actually looked me dead in my face and said that they were not giving me my passes. I do feel like the reason they don't allow for people to go get their tickets from the box office, how I normally do it, is because they want to see what you look like first. Chris Brown and his team wants to make sure that you pass the paperback test before you just walk up and they set, basically. And like I said, they're pre-picking those girls. Like, all those girls look alike, and that's why I stood there for an hour, and this man kept saying he didn't have any wristbands left, but he gave away about 50 to women, you know, that fit their criteria. And this isn't any, like, you know, I can't tell you guys who to support, but I just want to let y'all know, like, if y'all wasn't paying to see him, y'all wouldn't be seeing him. So that's just really it. Like, he wouldn't give y'all the time of day. So I just want to let y'all know who y'all supporting.
Yeah. Now, some people are saying that he's not a colorist. Others are saying that he's a colorist. He's being a colorist. Like, this lady should have known better not to go to the concert. And others are saying this is why dark-skinned women are not beating the allegations. His fans are not happy about it. They are like, people should learn to differentiate between the artist and his personal life. And there's a lot of thoughts and opinions about this whole situation. So because her story is already long, I don't want to make it super long. So let's quickly get into what people had to say, and I'm going to come back and talk some more.
Maybe we haven't passed a note along to tell young women how to move when they're in rooms that they're not wanted in, because that was what hurt my heart. I don't understand how you took a road trip from Cleveland to, I guess, whatever city the Breezy Bowl was in, with your two girlfriends, and once Baba Jr. from London said, oh, I could get you in, and he didn't get you in, you should have left. That was your key to go. You didn't need to be there. That wasn't welcoming. That wasn't a safe space for you. So for me, that hurt my heart that you stood there. Now, number two, when you watch the Asian, the Spanish, biracial, the lighter skinned women go in, that should have been another clue. It's time to go. But then you stayed and you enjoyed the concert. And I think it's because we are chasing something more. And that is what hurt me to see. You're beautiful and you are worthy. You shouldn't have waited outside, especially in no heels, especially for a concert that you could watch live on the top. But she's young and we got to give them some grace.
Me if I'm wrong, but there's a dark-skinned, beautiful lady on this app that's mad because she received colorism at a Chris Brown concert. Do I have that right? Because if I do, in fact, have that right, ma'am, what exactly do you expect at a Chris Brown concert? I think she was upset because she was trying to see Chris Brown backstage, and, you know, obviously his bodyguards wouldn't let them go back there, but they didn't mind if the Puerto Rican best friend went back there to see Chris Brown. I'm just not understanding the controversy because we've been knew he was a colorist. We've been knew this. And it's like every time a situation like this happened, y'all try to bully him into liking dark-skinned women, and he won't. He's always called dark-skinned women darkies. He's always made really bad remarks about dark-skinned women. So y'all are trying to bully this man into accepting dark skins just so y'all can feel, y'all don't have to feel crazy for liking him, but you are crazy for liking this man and supporting his music and spending all this money to go to his concert, and he wouldn't even invite you into his section because you don't pass the paper bag test.
Y'all are really up here saying that Chris Brown deactivated his page because he running from them colorist allegations, but the truth of the matter is he just really tired of saying the same thing. This man has told y'all black women in more ways than one that he is not attracted to y'all. He's not attracted to y'all. He don't want y'all in his section. He don't want y'all standing next to him in the club. He don't want y'all backstage for real, unless you paying for a picture. He don't want y'all in his personal space. Like, y'all are just gonna have to learn to get with the program. Otherwise, just don't support the man. Anytime y'all see that man with a black woman, it is for entertainment purposes only. He's entertaining y'all, literally. But he do not want y'all in his personal space. Just learn to accept it and move on. And let's stop with this whole controversy saying that, oh, everybody's entitled to a preference. He just has a preference. A preference means that you prefer something over the other, that you have a greater liking than something else. He straight up don't like black women. He don't like y'all, whether you look good or not.
Chris Brown is a colorist. Whoop-de-doo. We been new. Why y'all keep giving me your money? Why are you, as a dark-skinned black woman, going to a Chris Brown concert? He's a colorist, and he beats women, allegedly. But he has a 15-year history of violence towards men and women. Multiple cases against him, both domestic and abroad, for beating people, sometimes with bottles. And on top of that, he's a colorist. And you carried yourself to these concerts. And you come to the internet to come and tell us, oh my God, Chris Brown's a colorist. You knew. We all know. Stop paying colorists.
Why y'all make that man delete his Instagram? Y'all should have let the moment be the moment. It was a beautiful moment. Let the brown skin girl have it. Let the brown skin girls be happy. I don't know who was in his DMs. I don't know who was rage baiting him and everything like that. But damn, you guys are just confirming the stereotype of brown skin women are the issue. We start problems.
Shaming dark-skinned women for liking Chris Brown music is kind of crazy. I'm just saying. Some of us aren't delusional. We know that we're not his preference sexually, and that's okay. We can still like his music. We can still think he's talented. Now, I'm not saying that it's right or wrong that he should, quote-unquote, be a colorist or whatever the hell y'all be saying. I just don't give a fuck. What he like really ain't got shit to do with me. Put the mother song on and get your ass up on that stage and do a backflip. That's what I paid for.
If you're somebody who shits on Chris Brown for being a woman beater, like, you are going to be in enemy territory right now, and I'm just gonna let you know. I just don't understand, why is Chris Brown the only rapper or celebrity that I see that gets dragged for something that they did to somebody, but like none of you guys talk about anybody who's done it recently? Like, I'm just like, do you not realize all your guys' favorite rappers have actually all beat a woman? Every single one of them, or sexually assaulted one of them? And then think about like actors. Yeah, a lot of your favorite actors, they've all sexually assaulted somebody. So we're all just like, no, I only care about Rihanna. It's like, okay, but you guys don't care about the people who weren't famous that have been beat by rappers? Because I'm like, I feel like Chris Brown and Rihanna was a big deal because they were both celebrities. But mind you, this happened when they were 18-year-olds, like not children, but like, you know, young. So I'm like, there's people that are grown adults still beating women right now, like literally right now. And I'm not saying Chris Brown's a good person. Chris Brown has anger problems, literally anger problems, and probably violence issues. I don't really know, too much violence tendencies. I don't really know what the word would be, but whatever. Yeah, but so does Kanye West, Travis Scott, Gunna, Sheck West, Jay-Z. Like, I could go on, Dr. Dre. And then, like, I'm not even gonna just name men. Like, there's a lot of rappers and artists that are just not even good people. Nicki Minaj is married to a rapist. Her brother also is one. Like, there's so many... Sorry, that one, like, is not funny, but, like, Nicki Minaj is crazy. Like, she's literally a crazy human being. But everybody loves her. It's like her barbs, like her fans will die for her, but she's literally not a good person at all. So like at the end of the day, it's like, if you guys are gonna shit on people who are going to the Breezy Bowl, whatever, because you want to be like, oh my god, you guys are so terrible, crazy, you guys are paying to see an abuser. Yeah, you literally pay to have a goddamn subscription on Spotify and listen to literally every single goddamn person who's done a crime too. You put money in their pocket. Like, we all put money in bad people's pockets. Every single person, honestly, majority of wealthy people are not good people. So let's be real, and especially if you're an entertainer. Majority of people in Hollywood are not good people. So why are we making it seem like Chris Brown is just so terrible? It's like, yeah, majority of them are. I bet you've been to a concert to somebody who's committed a crime or did something bad against women. And it's like, why do we only care about domestic violence? Like sexual assault, all these other crimes that people do towards women, yeah, that also matters. And then women doing the crimes also matters too. So like, there's also female rappers and female fucking artists that are not good people either. Some of y'all favorite rappers and artists are literally like Trump supporters. Like, come on now, like, be fucking for real. Like, it's not hard to separate art from the artist. So when people are like, oh my god, you're so crazy for going to Chris Brown, I like Chris Brown's music. Simple. I listen to Chris Brown. I have always listened to Chris Brown, and he has made very much iconic songs that a lot of you guys fucking still listen to. It's like, wow, you think you're so much better than me because you're not going to the concert? Okay, but you still listen to him. Like, it's not like you're playing him on your playlist, but you know a song, because if I play the song, you're gonna know it. So let's stop just picking and choosing which artists people are allowed to like and not allowed to like. It's like, no, I can actually just separate the art from the artist. I don't praise any celebrity on this planet at all for the person that they are. Like, what? The whole point of a celebrity, an artist, a rapper, anybody, an actor, is that I like the art that they do. I don't give a fuck about them personally. Like, what the fuck?
There's too many dark-skinned women who feel like if it didn't happen to me, it's not real, or it didn't actually happen. Because the way y'all come for these dark-skinned women who are speaking about going to Chris Brown concerts and being discriminated against is ridiculous. Just because it's not your reality doesn't mean it's not reality. So I'm going to leave the creator tag below, but essentially she said that Chris Brown picks his VIP people and who he lets on stage based on the brown paper bag test, and he handpicks who gets to come into his VIP. His entourage is fully aware, his security is fully aware. They know how Chris Brown operates. He just directs them to do it, and they do as he says. People were trying to defend Chris Brown by saying, oh, but he brought Kayla Nicole on stage, or he bought this young lady on stage who still meets the brown paper bag test. It's the fact that if you paid your tickets, you paid your money to come support this artist, then you should not be discriminated against. And I hate that these young women are having to experience this in real time and, going from a fan to being discriminated against. I know it could be hard, and I empathize with you, but y'all gave this man too much leeway. And there's a lot of women who meet the brown paper bag test who are just turning their cheek to it, turning the other cheek. Like, what? I don't understand what the problem is. And there's dark-skinned women who are doing it too because they feel like if they haven't experienced it, then it doesn't make it real. It's just not possible. I would never spend money on a Chris Brown concert. And if you feel like him picking you based on your complexion makes you better than anybody, think again. Because if there was a white woman standing next to you, believe me, you wouldn't be in that VIP section. I'm just saying.
I don't know, maybe because you're at a Chris Brown concert, you expect a DJ at a Chris Brown concert to have respect for women at the Chris Brown concert. Why the hell is he looking at women's titties to tell them that they need another bra? And why are you there? You're a dark-skinned black woman sitting there singing Chris Brown with your whole chest. The women that support Chris Brown, I feel like y'all have no self-respect. Y'all don't care about anybody else but yourselves. Y'all definitely damn sure don't care about other women. It don't make no sense to me. He abused women and men, and he's a colorist. I don't understand how y'all operate. And texturists. Y'all operate so, ditzy. It makes me upset. You wondering why a DJ says something vulgar at a Chris Brown concert? Wonder no more. You're at a Chris Brown concert. It would never make any sense to me. Every time I see somebody, especially if they dark skin, singing with their whole heart at a Chris Brown concert, I'm going to make a video about it. I'm just going to make a video because bird brains cannot prosper anymore. I'm sorry.
Now, I did listen to the story a few times, okay, to understand what she was saying. And that's the more reason why I posted a full video. The part that stuck with me with the whole situation and which made me understand where she was coming from and her story and believe her is that she was given a ticket to go to the concert. Now, I know some people will say she could have chosen not to go, but what if she's a fan? and she still enjoys his music and just wanted to see him, right? She got there. The part that gets me is that, so they couldn't even just give her that, like, even if Chris Brown has a preference, likes only light-skinned women and so on and so forth, right? And this lady who was not part of that preference thing going on there, she got to the gate. All they had to do was just give her her ticket. Okay, just, oh, yeah, I know this guy, yes. He said you could have 3, just take your 3 tickets and go, and you guys could carry on with your selection process. But then the moment the guy came out, because she said she called, right? The guy came out of the building, saw her, and decided, no, you're not coming through. And that's all I needed to know. Because why would you do that? And on top of that, the friend that she came with that was lighter skinned was allowed to go through. Okay, so at this point, this is where I am coming from. Her feelings are valid. Her thoughts are valid. Everything that she said is valid because she saw what she did. She's not blind and she's not dumb. She can see what is going on. She's seen you giving everybody tickets to go through. And even though she is different from the everybody you're giving tickets to, you still couldn't look past her skin tone to give her the ticket. Okay, so that is the problem. So it's not about you deactivating your account. To do better. Do better. Tell your people to do better. If someone is being given a VIP ticket to come and see me and they get to that, please give them their ticket, let them go. If the show finish and they need to take photographs, I take my photographs with them and I continue with my light-skinned girls. It's as simple as that. But when we come to that point where you can't, even give them grace, although they've been given tickets to come and see you, and when people start talking, you are deactivating your account, what is that going to solve? It won't solve anything. It won't solve anything. It still doesn't change the fact that her experience is her experience. Okay, you have fans all over the world, and until you put on your thing that, hey, only light-skinned women are allowed, only white people are allowed, a lot of people from, different backgrounds, different skin tones still enjoy your music and they'll still come and watch you. Regardless of your past and whatever, they still love you and they still come in to see you. So if they come there and this is what they are going to get, if it was you, what would you say? How would you feel? What would you think about it? Do you understand? So if you've not put it there that it's only light-skinned people that are allowed to come to your concert, and you have fans with so many different skin tones, and they come in and they have their VIP, like, I don't even get it. Like, this whole thing could have just be resolved and we wouldn't be having this conversation if they could just give her her ticket and let her go. But they let her friend in and they expected her to do stuff to get the ticket that was already hers. That is the problem. But anywho, to each his own. At the end of the day is going to end. I can't tell people who to support or who not to support, but I'm glad that she shared her story. At least it's not rumors. It's not somebody said. It's not, it was taken out of context. You are hearing it from somebody's mouth who went there and got this treatment. So, hey, it is what it is. But anyway, I'm going to leave it here. You leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments, and I'll see you in another one. Take care of yourselves and one another. Bye.